We are who we are. We are what we say we are. Hi. Many successful businesses across the world have developed innovative ways to become what they are today. Every Saturday, streaming on Facebook, the ML4Lyfe talk show with Dangote Industries tells the exclusive stories of influential personalities and their businesses across the continent, sharing their tales of success on how they overcome business challenges as well as breaking the business code. The ML4Lyfe show with Dangote Industries every Saturday, streaming live on Facebook at ML4Lyfe from 2 to 3 p.m. East Standard Time and 7 to 8 p.m. GMT. The ML4Lyfe show with Dangote Industries, celebrating successful businesses globally. We are who we are. We are what we say we are. Many successful businesses across the world have developed innovative ways to become what they are today. Every Saturday, streaming on Facebook, the ML4Lyfe talk show with Dangote Industries tells the exclusive stories of influential personalities and their businesses across the continent, sharing their tales of success on how they overcome business challenges as well as breaking the business code. Catch the ML4Lyfe show with Dangote Industries every Saturday, streaming live on Facebook at ML4Lyfe from 2 to 3 p.m. East Standard Time and 7 to 8 p.m. GMT. The ML4Lyfe show with Dangote Industries, celebrating successful businesses globally. Oh, life. To see someone so kind and nice fall so low into stress and strife. Oh, the highways and rough roads of life. Nobody knows tomorrow. Anyone can fall ill, physically and mentally. But if we choose to help, we all can uplift somebody. So many who have endured mental illness and have been cured have no home, no family to go back to. That's why some kind hearts have come together to help professionally through clarity. You can help too. Send the gift of cash in support of mental health advocacy and the establishment of Clubhouse Ghana Mental Health Rehabilitation, a shelter for mental health patients and assisted living in Ghana. The ML4Lyfe Foundation entreats you and all those near and dear to you to donate generously to help make the lives of the vulnerable bearable. Are you willing to help? Wherever you are, at home or abroad, you too can help save the lives and safeguard the dignity of many who could be your own schoolmates, neighbors, even family. All cash donations are welcome on MTN mobile money. That's Momo 1 +233 244 425 405. That's MTN mobile money 1 +233 244 425 405. Hi, Thomas. All US donations to www.gofundme.com/ML4Lyfe Foundation. The donations are in support roads of life. Nobody knows tomorrow. Anyone can fall ill, physically and mentally. And if we choose to help, we all can uplift somebody. So many who have endured mental illness and have been cured have no home, no family to go back to. That's why some kind hearts have come together to help professionally through charity. You can help too. Send a gift of cash in support of mental health advocacy and the establishment of Clubhouse Ghana Mental Health Rehabilitation, a shelter for mental health patients and assisted living in Ghana. The ML4Lyfe Foundation entreats you and all those near and dear to you to donate generously to help make the lives of the vulnerable bearable. Are you willing to help? Wherever you are, at home or abroad, you too can help save lives and safeguard the dignity of many who could be your own schoolmates, neighbors, even family. Personal patients and assisted living in Ghana, a kind and much needed initiative of the ML4Lyfe Foundation. All for one and one for all.
Adam, can you see now? Adam. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Thomas. I can see you, Thomas. Hello. Hi, Jessica. Jessica.
Hi.
Let me put this on. Jessica, the network is not bringing you guys on. I can't see anyone. Everybody's just calling me, texting me from Ghana. They can't join. They can't come on. I can't see you though.
I'm working, that's why.
Hi, Betty. How are you? I'm waiting for my guest. He's trying to connect on his phone. Let me see if I can bring him on. So this network issue in Ghana, when are they going to resolve it?
They say it might take a week or a month.
Are you serious? A whole week?
Yes, a week or a month.
That's too bad.
But I think it comes and it goes. But when it's midnight, it's faster. So I think in the
Oh, I
day.
see.
Yes.
But can you see that? Can you see the camera clearly? It was giving a signal issue before. Can you see the camera clearly now?
Yeah, I can see you very, very clear.
Hey.
You do have.
Oh my God. That's good. Someone said that's serious. Somebody in America is saying it's serious. You see Esther is talking now. Let's see. Hi, Bessie. Hi, Adam. Let's see if I can say hi to everyone else. Hi, Nona. Hi, Mike. Mike, you have to log in with your phone. Let me tell him. You know how it's so difficult when you're not on your phone? Hi, Nanama. How are you? I see you. Hi, Issy. Mike, can you log on with your phone? Okay, I see you. Thumbs up. Okay, good. Good. I can see that. Hi, Esther. Yes, they do. Adam, the cables are all down for, I think, 4 countries in West Africa. Okay, I can see Mike now. Hi, Mike. Okay, Mike is about to join us so we can start the program. Hey, Cynthia. Hi, Thomas. Thomas, how are you? Hey, Mike, finally.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. And you, how's your afternoon this Saturday?
It's great. Oh, my camera's blurry. Let me see if I can fix this.
Okay, go for it.
Nope. That's no better, is it?
Not too bright. It's a bit blurry on the phone. But you still look good, though.
All right. How are you?
Oh, wonderful. I'm so excited to have you on. Can't wait to get to know more about you and what you're doing. It's really exciting, you know?
It's
I
so
was just
exciting to be
talking,
here.
yeah, but I was just talking to someone all the way in Ghana, and the network is completely down for about a week or so. They're not going to have any network capability. So I was just thinking, like, you know, when it comes to dating coaching and how everything is online now, it makes it so difficult for some people in certain parts of the world to even afford them the opportunity to be able to have the same access to Match.com and all of these different portals that can make a person change a person's life in terms of how they meet people. So it's really difficult for diaspora individuals who are even visiting back home in the Caribbean or Africa at large.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
that's really tough. That week, that's crazy. I was just in Guatemala, and it went down for a full day, but a week, that's a long time.
Yes, it is. It is. Hi, Pat. I see you. Everybody's logging in now. And basically, I'm going to go through a jingle for the sponsors show. And then from there, I'm going to go through an intro. And then I'm going to start question Q&A with you. So let me go through this very quickly. Hi, Pat. I see you guys. Thank you.
We are who we are. We are what we say we are.
Hi, Teresa.
Many successful businesses across the world have developed innovative ways to
Hi,
become
Adam.
what we are today. Every Saturday,
Okay,
streaming on
Esther,
Facebook, the
Adam,
ML4Lyfe
Pat.
talk show with Dangote
Pat, you
Industries
joined.
tell the exclusive stories of influential personalities and businesses across the continent, sharing their tales of success on how they overcome business challenges as well as taking the business growth. The ML4Lyfe show with Dangote Industries every Saturday, streaming live on Facebook at
Hi, Mike.
ML4Lyfe from 2 to 3 p.m. Standard Time,
Thank you,
7 to 8
Pat.
p.m. GMT. The ML4Lyfe show with Dangote Industries, celebrating successful businesses.
Okay, and there you have it. So thank you for joining us today. This is the ML4Lyfe show. It's every Saturday, 7 p.m. GMT. That is for those in Ghana or West Africa. It's, of course, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. for me in Houston on Central Time. And, of course, it's also going to be about 12 noon for those on Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for joining us. And as you know, the thematic pillars are still the same. This is season 3. And what I say always is you love God first and yourself second. And speaking of self, what does self stand for? In this show, the acronym SELF, SELF, is for every week of every month of the show. So for the first week, we have the letter S, is a success story. We bring different stories of unsung heroes to the show, speak about what they're doing best that hasn't been unraveled, what people haven't discovered about them. Then, of course, we have E, for education. We honor educators, professors, or any individual who's able to showcase a talent or a skill, or we impart knowledge. We go through books we've read, things we've gleaned over the week, and we share those with visitors or interviewees that I have on the show. Then, of course, we have the third week, L for love, and that's the third week of March we have today. So we have a love coach on the show. His name is Mike Goldstein. I'll be bringing him on so that he can speak to you all about what he does. And Mike is the #1 dating coach in the US, and he'd love to talk to you more about what he does, his exploits and his strides. And the fourth week of every month, we do F for finance. So SELF, acronym SELF. S for success, E for education, L for love, and F for finance. It doesn't just mean love as in a romantic love. Agape love is there. We can have a mother-son love. It just depends on the way that we have it. But for this particular season and this particular first love segment, the third week of March, we have Mike Goldstein, and he's going to tell us all about the way that ladies can find love and have a few tips for gentlemen if there is indeed time to go over that. So without much ado, I'd like to introduce Mike Goldstein to the show. If everyone can give a very warm welcome to Mike, wherever you are, Mike, please go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and what exactly you do.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for having me on. Yeah, I've been a professional love coach for a decade. Specifically, I'm most well known for my online dating expertise. I was brought on the Today Show about a decade ago because my online dating system was getting more people into loving relationships than anyone in the world. And so ever since then, I've been partnered with Match, OkCupid, and eHarmony because they were curious about my system. And so I told them my system, and in return, they shared their data with me. And we've gotten 17 people married, and we've
Wow.
had an 83% success rate, which is the highest success rate in the country for online dating. And we just put out a book explaining
Yes.
online dating and how women can be successful.
Mhm.
So yeah, things are going well, and I'm just excited to share. I want everyone to fall in love, so I'm excited to be here and try to help people.
I know, right? I see Pat in the audience. She's saying she needs all the info she can get. Women are desperately looking for love as well. It's as if, you can't have somebody knock on your door and come say, I want to marry you. So you have to go out there, like you're saying, Mike, and then put yourself out there. But you mentioned specific portals. So eHarmony is one where you serve when you work with people, and also Match.com. What was the third one you mentioned?
Sorry, I've just been partnered with eHarmony Match and OkCupid.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So with these three portals, what would you say is a great profile to set up? I know you have to have a very good indicator of description of who you are. Aside from having a tagline, very exciting to describe yourself, what would you say is a successful profile you can put up on Match.com or any of these portals you work with?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to underplay how important the picture is, especially for, well, both sexes. The
Okay.
deal is that no matter whether you're using an app or an online dating, about like 97% of initial decisions are made based on the picture. So
Yes.
you really need to invest time in the proper picture. If you have access, you should have professional pictures. It shouldn't
Okay.
be iPhone or Android. You really need to go get either a friend or a professional to take the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And the most important thing on pictures is your face. Unlike us, we are too close to the camera for a good picture.
Yes. Yes.
A picture needs to, your face needs to make up 8 to 15% of the surface area of the whole photo.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So like
Okay.
you and I right now, like I'm probably making up, I don't know, like 20, maybe like 30%. This is way
Yeah.
too close.
Yeah.
So like you
Yeah.
want a 3/4 length shot, like so from your knee to above your head, or even your feet to above your head. No
Oh,
headshots.
no
Everyone
headshot.
online is going to tell you to do a headshot. That is the
Okay.
wrong advice. No one has
Oh,
access
really?
to the data like I do. So you
Okay.
need to be the proper distance from the camera.
I see. Hi, Abiana. Hi. So it means that that initial picture is a determining factor for whether they swipe left or whatever they choose to do. And should you have full size, full body shots also on your profile so they can tell what you look like, not just your face, but what you look like bodily, why? Right?
Yeah, great question. There should be zero just your face shots. Zero.
Okay.
All your shots should be
Oh,
full body
wow.
length because the
Really?
data shows it performs a lot better.
Wow. Wow. Hi, Gifty. Hi, Esther. Oh, I see. So this is very, very enlightening because people would not know. They just think that they should have the most beautiful facial picture of themselves to attract someone to them. But they're more attracted to a more physically realistic impression of you, as in your whole body versus your face.
So I could just listen to the data. So I don't fully understand it. I just know the data says when you're far away, you get more messages. But if I had to
Oh,
guess, like when I get really close to the camera, I don't look as good. When I get further
yes,
away,
yes.
like I get close, I'm like, ooh, look at all those gray hairs and those wrinkles. Back here, though, no wrinkles. You can barely see the gray hair. I look good.
Yeah, yeah. I see. The facial features are even closer. So now I have a question for you, Mike. Tell me, did this all start from a broken heart of yours personally? Were you jilted at the altar? What's your sob story or your success story that put you into this field to begin with?
Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty terrible at dating at multiple stages of my life. I mean, it really started when I was 16 years old, a long time ago, when no women would talk to me because I had glasses, braces, I was
Oh,
fat, and I had no skills. I had no talking ability. So I had to work on that. And then, I worked on myself. I started talking to a lot of women at the mall. I would go to the mall and try to talk to girls, and then I got a lot better at it.
wow.
But yeah, then yeah. But yeah, ultimately, the way my business started initially was I had my heart broken. I had a woman who I thought I was going to marry. She
Oh,
cheated on me with a very close friend. So then I was
oh
crying
no.
my eyes out. And finally, I picked up a copy of John Gray, Men Are from Mars, Women Are from Venus. And I was like,
Yes.
whoa, that's how women work. Like, I'm an idiot. I've been blowing this. So then
Oh,
I went on a journey to learn everything about relationships, sex, online dating, how women work. And then I got very
I
good
see.
at it. Then I helped friends get married. I got 7 friends married. They said I should start a company. Then I got on the Today Show for my online dating system.
Oh.
And ever since then, for the last decade, I've been really successful at helping people fall in love.
Yeah, I've been following you and I've seen all the YouTube videos. Remember, like when we spoke, just watching your videos alone could give you the material you need to be able to be successful. They wouldn't have to even sign up necessarily for your program one-on-one. And you and Helena are amazing. Helena gives like the female perspective on being like a badass. Like you said, we're going to get to that when he doesn't text. Helena gives the whole perspective of being strong and confident in who you are, not settling, not lowering your standards. And then you give the perspective of what to look out for in the male so that he can stay intrigued, stay interested, stay excited about reaching out to you, setting up the dates, all of that. I even saw you with John Gray on a segment on YouTube. And I think if people follow you, they will glean a lot of insights as to what not to do. That's the key thing, what not to do to be successful. So that's really, really awesome that you do that. And now I have another question about your book. Why over 50? Why would you choose that particular demographic of individuals over 50 to fall in love? Why them?
Well, there's a few pieces here.
Okay.
First thing, I love working with women over 50, over 60. It's been kind of what I've been doing the last 5 or 6 years. Most of my clients have been over 60, some over 70, some over 80.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it's a good team because like I'm a bit younger. I'm 39, so I grew up with the internet, and a lot of these folks are not as great with the internet. So I'm able
Yes.
to show them how to move around and how to do it efficiently.
Okay.
And they're just wise, and a lot of them their children are out of the house, and it's their time now. It's like I've raised these people to be humans, be adults. I've been married, I've been divorced,
Okay.
and now I want love. Like that wasn't the relationship, that wasn't what I wanted, but now I'm getting what I want, and it's all about me.
Yeah.
And it's like time to be selfish, and selfish in a good way. Like it's my
Yeah.
time. I don't have to raise
Yes.
these things. And I'm
Yes.
like, absolutely, let's do this. So I really love helping those people. And also, like, even though the book is advertised,
Yes.
successful dating for women over 50.
Let's see the book again. Let's see the book again so they can look for it on Amazon. Okay. And what is the exact title?
Yeah, if you just type successful dating for women over 50 and then Mike
Yes.
Goldstein, it'll come up.
Okay.
But I want everyone to understand that you don't have to be over 50. You could be, 30 years old or you could be 80
Mhm.
years old. And this book, it all applies to you.
Yeah.
I just, to be honest, it's just marketing. It says over 50 because we're targeting something, but the book
Yes.
is absolutely, you could be 30 and use this book.
Hi, Michelle. Wow, that's really good. So it has these principles that you believe are the success principles to online dating only or dating as a whole.
It has principles for dating as a whole,
Okay.
but in regards to online dating, this is the most successful and efficient system in the world.
Wow.
There's no debating this. If you put me head to head with anyone else's system, I outperform it. And a lot of that has to
Really?
do with my partnerships with Match, OkCupid, and eHarmony, and just having access to data that no one has access to. So
I
everything is
see.
not me guessing on how to implement a system. This is the most efficient system,
Most
period.
efficient one. And you think that when on online dating, you need to be a paid member, right, Mike? You need to be a paid member, no?
It depends what we're talking about. So if you're on Bumble or Hinge, you
Yes.
absolutely don't. You won't get much better results by paying. You don't need to pay.
Okay.
Match.com, which is a paid site, you have to pay there.
Okay.
But yeah, you're using OkCupid, you really don't need to pay. Yeah, you don't need to pay on most of the apps.
eHarmony. You need to pay a lot for eHarmony.
Yeah, so let's be careful with eHarmony. You know, obviously I have access to the data. eHarmony, if you're a male, absolutely go on there. You're going to have great success. If you're a woman, across the globe, there's just the percentages are way too many women on eHarmony. So it's really skewed for men. Like, you know, it's well over 60% female. So there's just too much competition if you're female on there.
I see. Oh, so I thought, okay, so you don't have to be paid on OkCupid. You can just join, because sometimes, you know, when they see somebody likes you, you'd have to let the person pay to see the person who likes you. On most of the different apps I heard, you have to pay to get the results you need. So that's a good thing. You can go to the sites that are free and start from there, get yourself going, get some advice, you know, get some of the principles you're speaking about, and then make a difference that way. Very insightful. Someone just said, very insightful. That's great. So now I have another question. When you say how to get a high quality man in a 90-day program, how exactly, could you share some tips with us on how you can do that? How to get, somebody just posted your website, easydatingcoach.com. Wonderful, Adam. Thank you, Adam.
Adam. Yeah,
Yes.
that's my website. Yeah, so to get a person in 90 days is actually a lot easier than you think, especially if you're a woman. What we've learned over the last decade is you could write like, I like cows, or you could write a much better message to someone. And really the variation of success between like, I like cows and, hey, do you want to go on a date, or like something, hey, I saw that you like soccer, football, I like football, and blah, 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 and write something well crafted.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. So to optimize time, we literally just blast message men. So my system that has been so successful at getting people into a relationship very quickly is called 50-12-1, where basically we're going to ask out, we're going to write a message like, hey, I hope you're doing well. How's your week going? When you get a free moment, let me know if you'd like to go on a walk sometime. Susan. So you write that message, and it doesn't matter what it says, really. And then you copy it, and you paste it to 50 guys. And on average, the data shows that about 12 guys will say, yes, I do want to go on a walk. And then from the 12, I just want you to pick one guy to go on a date with. And then I want you to repeat this process 6 to 8 times, and you're probably going to find someone you like.
Really? So 50-12-1.
Mm-hmm.
50 copied and pasted messages of sincerity of what you'd like to do, 12 responses, and 1 potential date out of that algorithm. Okay. And so now when you do the 1 date, you said 6 to 8 times, you're going to have duplicated about 6 to 8 potential dates from all of this. This is a lot of investment in time in terms of getting your voice and message out there. Not really? Tell me more.
Yeah. You know, if there's a lot of time, we're not going to have a lot of success.
Okay.
The blasting of 50 messages, once you know what you're doing, really takes about 8 minutes. Because you're going to go to, you know, Match.com, you're going to do a search, you're going to hit the tabs on all these people. You're not going to do any upfront research, and you're going to blast these messages in literally, I mean, you know, I could probably do it in 5 minutes. But if you're a little slower or your first try, it may take 20 minutes.
I see. That's not bad at all. And then now, you also had one of your favorite YouTube videos that I watched, one of your interviews. You said, I want to know more about why you say a woman has to state for herself that she's a badass when she doesn't get a text back from a guy, right? So why is she the badass when she's being ignored, she's being denied and declined and rejected? How do you get to be a badass when you've messed up to the point where the person doesn't show that level of interest in you? So tell me more about that.
Yeah, I mean, an external factor does not affect who we are. So every woman watching this, you are a badass. And that should be your mentality. Like, I am awesome. I'm a badass. I'm a queen. And every queen on here, every badass, whether a guy messages you, responds, doesn't respond, it's irrelevant. But then the badass attitude is when he doesn't respond, we don't really give a crap. Like,
Yes.
we've got options. You know, when
Yeah.
we're doing 50-12-1, we've got all kinds of date options. So we don't
Yeah.
care. And more so, if someone doesn't like us, that's great. Because now we can move on to the next one. Like,
To the next
for
one.
every woman watching this, I want some guy to adore you, who's dying to message you, dying to go on a date with you. And if he's not
Yeah.
dying to go on a date with you, we don't want him.
I know, I know. I absolutely agree with Pat also says the same thing. So you need to have the one who's going to put in the most effort forward to getting to know you and finding out what's best about you, as opposed to the lukewarm people. Those are the real waste. They waste the most time when they come and they give you just a little bit of, crumbs to nibble on, and then they pull away. They come forward, give you just a little bit to keep you hanging on to them, and they pull away. That's more frustrating than having someone outright just ghost you or say they don't want you. So I think that's a great way to look at it. You're blessed, you saved a bullet, and you dodged a bullet actually by having somebody pull away. So you can actually now pursue those who are really truly interested in you in a numbers game with your 50-12-1 approach. I think that's excellent. Excellent information to know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just to add something, like I'm a salesperson, and if let's say back when I was in sales at a company, every moment mattered. I was only allowed to work 40 hours a week. It was HSBC. It was a big company. So right at 40 hours, they had to kick you out because they didn't want to pay overtime, and they just had a lawsuit. Anyway, I had 40 hours to work.
Oh.
So if I was on the phone and I was cold calling, if I was on the phone with a customer and they were a maybe, that is a huge waste of my time, of my 40 hours. And I'm trying to be the number one salesperson in this 5,000 person sales company. So if I'm on a maybe, waste of time. And it's the same when dating. If it's a maybe, it's a massive waste of time. So give me a yes, give me a no. Either one's fine, but I cannot be sitting on a maybe because that's a waste of my time. Give me the no, good, next person. Give me a yes, all right, let's buy something, let's do something. Yes is like, ooh, we may fall in love. So that we got to get yeses and nos out of people.
Yeah, that's a great thing to know because I'll tell you a little bit about culturally. I was born in Ghana, and people from Ghana have a difficult time saying no. So what happens is they leave you hanging, they leave you thinking it's going to work out, and then finally at the very end, they ghost you, or you don't even get to hear the no you need. But if the no comes quicker, you get to regroup. You get to reboot your system, get rejuvenated, energized to pursue the next deal or the contract or whatever it is you're looking for. Just being able to say no is such a breath of fresh air, and it's so uplifting to have that rejection early. The earlier the better. You don't want the no to be 6 months into it. You don't want the no to be when you feel like you can't live without the person. You need the no up front so that you can determine that this is not a match. This is not compatible for me. I'm not a compatible person with this particular individual. So then now I need to watch out for these particular traits in these people so that you can keep it moving. So I think that's a really great way to look at it from a sales perspective and from a life perspective in general. You need the rejection up front. The earlier the better. Weed them out and then keep it moving. So that's a great system. Now, I would also like to ask a question. So let's say a one-off tip for men. We know we are here for women. We love the women. We want the women to fall in love. We want them to be pursued. But if you had one tip you were going to share for men in the audience, all the men are not really commenting as much. I see Michelle, Pat, all the ladies are excited. They're like, oh, I need this information. What would you say to our men watching in the audience?
Especially for like our men with decent social skills, there's a massive opportunity for you guys. And the opportunity is that in society today, because online dating is so prevalent, men are not approaching women in real life. Now, it's still happening at nightclubs, at bars, but we don't want to compete with everybody. We want to have a competitive advantage. And that competitive advantage shows up during the daytime, at the grocery store, at the park, at the bookstore, walking around your city. Go up to a woman that you're attracted to and start talking to her, ask her how she's doing, and see if she wants to chat. And if she wants to chat and then you have a good conversation and you like her, get her phone number. And you can start a relationship that way. You don't have competition, and women are very, very, very friendly during the day. And there was a poll taken, and 87% of women are okay with being approached. So don't be scared. Like, women want to be approached
Okay.
and want to talk to you. So take advantage, because all your competition is basically not doing this. No one does it anymore.
Yes, yes. So in person, it's great to have a lunch date in the park versus an evening date for dinner.
I'm sorry? Say it again?
You're better off having a lunch date in the park, a peaceful, tranquil lunch date versus a dinner event for a date, right? If women are better able to be spoken to in the daytime, you said?
Sorry, I'm just talking about the first introduction, not once you're dating.
Okay, introduction wise.
Like,
Okay,
you don't
as in
know
giving
each
the
other.
number. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. I got it. And then when it comes to dating, what would you say is a great first date that a person can plan with someone that's going to get you somewhere, as opposed to expose who you are so quickly, give too much information up front? What would you say on that? Advice on that?
Yeah, I would say going on a walk, probably for about 45 minutes, an hour. This is
Wow.
great for a lot of reasons. For the
Okay.
man, you're not investing money. So this
Okay.
is all, the walk is all about, are we enjoying our time together? It's not about how much money you have. It's not what car you have. It's not anything like that. Are we
Okay.
enjoying the conversation?
Okay.
And we're not going too long, to your point. And then at the end of it, do we want to see each other again? That's it.
Okay. Okay. So it's not necessarily the cuisine, the food you're gonna eat, not necessarily the location as to where, but it's the amount of face time you both get to be your authentic selves, to be able to share something meaningful, to see if there is indeed a connection. That's the key with the walk, right?
Yeah, I think it's also like, if you do something, really exciting, like a really fancy restaurant that has a great experience, or you go on some amazing hike that has this incredible view, or you go skydiving, or something that brings about some emotion or dopamine, it
Mhm.
could skew the information. So the first date should not have any dopamine hits, should not cause this large
Oh,
emotional response.
that
It
is.
should just be a way to get to know each other.
Oh, so the goal is not to do the most exciting thing possible that would make you not know if he's exciting himself, because you won't be able to tell. If you go skydiving, you're all in a very, very high level, high energy environment. So you wouldn't know if he's a boring person, doesn't have a sense of humor. But if you're just talking, very quietly talking in the presence of each other, then you can discern if there is a key connection. That is so awesome. This is the best thing I've heard about picking the actual date. Wow. So it means that when women are looking for dates, they shouldn't go overboard. Don't do too crazy for the first date. Just keep it simple and then determine
Yeah,
what to do.
and it should remain simple, really, for, 5, 6 dates. Like, there's no reason, like, as a man, if you're trying to get a woman into bed, which is not the goal probably for most of you watching this, you want to fall in love, you want to find your partner.
Yeah.
Like, a
Yes.
trick that men will use is putting you on this extravagant date, because he knows that if it
Mm.
causes you to have a certain emotion, like skydiving or
Oh.
trapeze, or all of a sudden you think you're really liking this guy, but really you just had a
Mhm.
fun time that
Time.
maybe because of him or maybe because of the time.
But put him in a different environment and he sucks totally. So a different environment is going to bring out the worst in him. So he's going to pick the most exciting place to take you. Wow, that is so, so good to know. And so now, what do you think is the easiest way to get called onto a second date? How do you get the second date locked in? After you go on this peaceful, tranquil way where both of you connect and all, what should women know tip-wise else about the second date?
Yeah. So the first piece of this is we only want to go on second dates where they're dying to go on a second date with us.
Oh,
So the most
okay.
important thing we can do is be so authentically ourselves on the first date. So be vulnerable, share exactly who you are. And when you do this, the right people will want to go on a second date. So
Oh,
if you're like into Harry Potter and like you're obsessed with it and it runs your life, you need to talk about your Harry Potter obsession and
Okay.
explain it. And the right person's like, oh, I love Harry Potter too. And the wrong person's like, what is this person talking about? I gotta go.
Yeah. So the goal is to match with someone with similar interests compatibility wise. And when he's dying to want to go on the second date is when it's successful, not when a person can't really determine or they're lukewarm about how the whole experience went. You don't need those kind of feelers out there. You need someone who really, really was excited speaking to you just about who you were authentically, just that. And that's the person to focus on for the second date, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now another question is, how many of these second dates and dating should you be pursuing? Like, for instance, when you do the 50-12-1 and you have maybe 3 dates lined up, how many is too many? Should you be going out on dates with every single person who wants to date you to keep it as many as possible from a numbers game perspective? What is that number? Give me that.
Yeah, the goal is to get on one good date a week.
A
So,
week? A
well,
week.
when you're, sorry, you say it that way, is that too much or too little? What are you thinking?
No, I'm thinking like, that means I'm thinking in my head, I'm calculating 1 week, 1. So that's 4 incidences in a month. Remember you said you need about 6 to 8 to score lucky, right? So that means that within a 2-month time frame, you should be kind of like hedging on an actual potential person that you could be in a relationship with, right?
Correct.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay,
Yeah, so
can line up with in terms of looking at it from a week perspective, like every weekend should be something fun you're doing. Every weekend should be meeting someone new. And about how many new people should you do? Like maybe 4 in a month? Would that be a good number?
yeah, so we have to be careful.
Yes.
A lot of folks look at the metrics and they're like, oh, I got to get my 1 date a week, and then in 6 to 8, I'm going to get my guy. And then they call me and they're like, Mike, I met 12 guys. That's 4 more than you told me I needed. Why am I not in love yet? Well, we have to
Yeah.
be critical about who we go on the dates with.
Okay.
So when we're executing 50-12-1,
Mhm.
on average, when we have 12 options, one of them is going to be exciting. But
Okay.
now, some people are going to send 50 messages and get 3 responses.
Oh.
And so when you have
Oh.
3 and then you pick 1 from your 3, maybe those 3 all stink. And
Oh.
sometimes you send 50, you get 12, and the 12 stink.
Okay.
And sometimes you send 50 and you only get 2 options. You might need to send 100, 150, 200. The
Yes.
goal here is not to get on any date. The goal here is to fall in love. And the
Wow.
goal here is to get on one good date that you're excited about. So I need
Oh.
folks to keep going on the process until they've found someone they're excited to go on a date with, and then repeat that 6 to 8 times.
Okay, now when you find the one, should you continue 50-12-1 or give the one room to fall in love? Do you continue to, because you see, if you're pursuing just the one, you can get more desperate in making the one work versus if you're still dating. So when is that time when you pull back and say, I'm focusing on the one?
All right, so I want everyone to be comfortable in the system. So for some people, they're just going to date one person at a time. That's fine. For other
Okay.
people, they don't care. That's fine too. So if I mean, me as a man of integrity, my theory on it is until a man asks us to be exclusive, to be in a relationship, we're single. So when we're
Oh.
single, we do whatever the heck we want.
I know, right? It's true. That's a good way to determine. Until someone says they want exclusivity with you, you should still be putting feelers out there because you have no idea if they just want something casual, something, for the spur of the moment and kind of wondering what's going to happen. Because you're going to have all these people you're dating and then maybe not be able to focus on the rightful person. So I think it is good to use that as a determinant. So once they say exclusive, then you say, okay, I agree. I'm going to put a stop to my system in place that I learned from Mike Goldstein, and I'm going to focus on you. So that's a great way to look at it. So now, with all of this dating coaching, I want to hear the worst story you have out there for me, Mike. Don't give me the best one. Not the marriage stories. Those 17 folks, no. I want to hear the worst experience you ever had with a client or a person in the dating game. Which would it be? Or give me top 2, top 3. What would it be?
Oh man.
Oh my God, too many? Too many?
No, I'm just trying to think. I've been doing this a long time. I've never been asked that question, surprisingly. I'm thinking what the worst was. I think the woman was Ghanaian.
No, don't say that. From Ghana?
So she was born in the U.S., lived in New Jersey. So it was cool. I was working in New Jersey then, and so we met in person. So all our sessions were in person, and we loved each other. We had a great relationship. Anyway, so she's like, all right, 50, 12, 1, I'm going to work this system. She's so excited. And so she is crushing it. So she gets this guy, I want to say, probably in like week 2, week 3 of working together, which is really fast. Like, it doesn't normally go that fast. So she's got this guy. She's like, well, that was easy, Mike. No problem. And so she's got this guy. He's treating her great, texting her, calling her, taking her on dates, paying for dates, making her feel special, blah, 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 blah. So then about a month later, they're like hanging out all the time. They're in a relationship. I'm like, all right, cool. That was easy. And then she gives him the credit card.
Oh.
And this guy runs up her credit card and basically tries to steal from her.
Oh my God. And you know what's coincidental? The Ghanaian, you said it perfectly. People don't say Ghanaian the right way. So you really got to know this woman to know how to pronounce where she's from. Ghanaian, right? Are you serious? So he was just there to manipulate and take advantage of her.
He needed money. So yeah, wow, yeah, so he was just manipulating her. Yeah, so that sucked. But on the positive note, we got rid of him very quickly, obviously. She put in a credit card fraud thing, got her money back eventually. That took a while.
Yes.
But then about 4 months later, we got her a good guy, so it all worked out.
That's great. That's great. And someone's asking in the audience, does dating involve physical contact once a week? Wow. Does dating involve physical contact, or do you wait till you're exclusive? I would wait till I was exclusive. If it was me, single, I would wait.
Yeah, I mean, listen, everyone's adults. They can do what they want to do.
Yes.
What I've seen over the years and what I know from science is when we have sex, a lot of oxytocin is released.
Okay.
And so let me explain this further. So we know what happens when we have sex. We're like, women get connected and men don't care.
Yes.
But let's talk about the science behind it. So we actually release the exact same amount of oxytocin in men and women. But men have 10 times more testosterone. So our testosterone actually blocks the effects of oxytocin. And so oxytocin, we call the bonding drug. So when women have sex, this oxytocin releases and they feel bonded. So you could not even know a guy, have sex on the first date, and then you feel really bonded to this guy. And you may decide to be with a man that's not right for you, but just because you have the oxytocin release, you keep staying with him.
Yes.
So what I would suggest is until you really know someone, which could be, 10, 20 dates.
Really?
Take it slow. Take it slow. Like you could, at some point, maybe you're going to second, third base, whatever, but I would really take it slow if you want to get this right. Like if this is like, I'm tired of doing this wrong, I would really suggest going slow. And telling your partner, being like, listen, I keep messing this up. So although I'm dying to have sex with you, let's wait a bit.
Right. Yeah, I want to do it right. Okay. And so now, when you say about the frequency of dating, how long should you date? Let's say, how many dates should a person schedule with you in a month? Like, how would you determine how easily they want to get to know you if it's not a lukewarm situation? Should he be planning dates with you every week once he's into you?
Yeah, I would like to see once a week.
Once a week. Okay. Okay, once a week. And then after once a week, how long should you have a question about him, like maybe making that exclusivity decision? Like how long into it should you say, hey, Mike, you know, we've been doing this for a while. Do you want to go exclusive so we can be in a relationship? How many dates should a person give to be able to make that determination?
He should be able to say if he wants to be exclusive with you or not by 60 days, and if he can, I would leave the relationship.
60 days. So in 2 months, he should know. So if
Yeah.
in 2 months, ladies, are you listening? If in 2 months you've been dating every week for 4 weeks, but have gone about maybe 8 dates at the least, and he says he can't tell you if it can be exclusive, you need to then put your feelers back out there again. 50-12-1 again, all over again, start it all over. Don't push it beyond that, right? He should
And
know.
yeah, not only start again, but get rid of this guy because he's not serious about dating. Yeah, get rid of him.
Get rid of him? Get rid of him, truly.
Yeah, no, get rid of him. Like, if a guy's serious about dating and serious about you, he's not going to want you to be dating other men. He's not going to want you out there. He's going to want you for himself. And if he doesn't, then he doesn't like you that much.
Yeah, and it all boils down to how much he likes you. You can't kind of like play games around what he really tells you is an indicator. If he tells you I'm not ready for anything serious, believe him. Don't just take it like at face value. Believe him that he's serious and don't try to push this. Wow. Esther says the story is so sad. Yes, Esther from Ghana, can you imagine? Gaslighting people is really negative, you know? So it means that we need to listen more, ladies. Don't just assume based on circumstantial evidence that something is going well away or much, much better than it's actually going. You have to be able to listen to what the man is saying that, you know what, I'm not ready. That's an answer too. I'm not willing to make a commitment right now. And then if in 60 days, the person is able to share with you, not only in words, because you know, I've always heard from my research also that men are all about actions versus words. So if he shows you in the way that he's pulling away or pulling back, the actions aren't matching what the words are when he texts you. And then I'll show another video. You said, get him to pick up the phone and call, not just texting. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah. I mean, we need effort.
Yes.
I mean, I remember when I was single and like in a place where I wasn't looking for partnership, and so many guys will say this, we could be texting anywhere from 1 to, 6 women at a time.
Yes.
And we may say the same thing to all these women, and we're just seeing who bites. And so nothing is special about any of these 6 women. But when a man likes you, and you say, hey, can you pick up the phone? Can you take me on a date? Can you blah, blah, blah? If he likes you, he's going to do this. If he doesn't like you, he's not going to do it. So let's see what we can get a guy to do. Like, let's have him prove to you that he's in on you and not just in on, well, I like women and I want a woman to come over.
That is fantastic. And speaking about that, I've been following Love is Blind. And when you said men can say the same thing to 2 different people, it happened with Matthew and AD, where he said the same thing to her, same thing to Amber. And this was even speaking, it wasn't even texting. So you have to be careful, ladies. And the easiest way of communication allows for people to have a multitude of individuals communicating similar things. If it makes one person excited, they try with person B, person C. But having a conversation is very hard to duplicate because you don't know what the other person is going to say back to what you say on the phone. So to be able to actually grow and get to know someone, they need to pick up the phone, call you. And you won't believe it, Mike. We're out of time. I feel like I could talk to you about this subject forever because you're such a knowledgeable individual on this topic. And I would like to say, guys, Mike, show your book up again, where they can get your book and how they can get it.
Yeah, so this is the book, Successful Dating for Women Over 50. You can get it on Amazon, so just type in Successful Dating for Women Over 50. And if you just type in Mike Goldstein, Easy Dating Coach, I have so much free content. I'm literally the first 100 pages on Google, so please.
Yes, and go to easydatingcoach.com, and you can partner with Mike and Helena or any other partnerships he has. He mentioned OkCupid, eHarmony, Match.com. He's given so many nuggets today, guys. This is really, really insightful. He's shared a lot of details. Look at his system, follow it to a T. 50-12-1, very easy to remember. Start it out now. And if you get stuck, reach out to you know who. Get in touch with Mike right away and then be able to foster some time with him one-on-one to see what his program is like. He's going to work exclusively with you versus you getting all the details from his website or his book. And Mike, I want to thank you. I have learned so much. If I have to go out there, I know exactly what to do now. And I know who to call, more importantly. And do you have any handles or social media, Instagram, Facebook pages that they can also follow? You can share with us right quick before you go.
Yeah, everything is the letter E, the letter Z, Easy Dating Coach. It's on, I have TikTok. I have a few 100,000 followers on TikTok. I have another big following on YouTube.
Yes.
And I don't use the other one so much. I'm big on TikTok and YouTube. Really, YouTube at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
just
And
Easy Dating
I'm
Coach.
gonna put the title of the book again. I'm gonna put Mike's information on this link. So go ahead, ladies, share, subscribe to his page, share forward so everybody you know. Every single person needs to watch this, needs to hear this right away, and they can stop letting lukewarm individuals waste their time. You heard what Mike said. 60 days, he's out. Kick him to the curb, ladies, and go right in for the yeses. From a sales perspective, go for the yeses versus the maybes, and you should be able to strike gold eventually. So thank you, Mike, for joining us. Have a wonderful afternoon. It's been a pleasure. Take care of yourself. Namaste. Thank you.
You so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, so there you have it. That was Mike Goldstein. It's been an exciting hour listening to him. We're already out of time. It's 2 minutes to the hour. And I thank you all for joining. I'm going to say hello to the people who are still watching. Pat, you were really excited listening to all of this. That was very exciting. Thomas, thank you for your question. And Auntie Amma, I see you. All of the individuals that were on, I'm sorry if I couldn't really give you a shout out because I was paying so close attention to Mike because I have a single buddy that I have all these nuggets of wisdom to share with. And I wanted to hit the ground running. 50-12-1, call 50 people, make 15 levels of contact, get 12 responses, and hit and target one particular individual you're going to go on dates with on a weekly basis. And if week 1, 2, 3, 4, and in 2 months, he hasn't made the commitment to be exclusive with you, kick him to the curb and start all over again. Or look at the other people you were not consistently looking at as you were wasting time or building time with this individual and be ready to kick them to the curb because Mike says, women, we are badasses, okay? And as a badass, you don't take BS from anyone. As a badass, you have standards, you have values, you have morality in check, you have everything in check and ready for the next level as it comes to relationships. So thank you, everyone. And let's see, I have some last final comments from everyone. Mamiesi, nice to see you. Adjoa, nice to see you. And Jessica, where's Jessica? Hi, Maud. And Jemima Saki, I see you also. Ofi, Mauli, Michelle. Michelle, are you there still? Yes, Michelle's still watching. Michelle Atto, Yvonne. Hi, Yvonne. Gifty. Esther. Amma. Oh, Amma, I see you. Amma, okay. And Anama too. Bessie. Oh, I can't go through the entire list, but I want to thank you all for watching. I'm going to share the link and also share the nuggets of wisdom with all single ladies out there. And you know, he had a tip also for men. What you need to do, how to get the number, how to get that lucky magical number for the lady you're interested in. And that's all we have for today. Is an hour into the session. It's 3 p.m. Central Time for me, 4 p.m. on the East Coast. It's probably about 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And in Ghana, it should be right at 8 p.m. I didn't get many of you from Ghana today joining in because of the network problems, but definitely next week, every Saturday, 7 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be your host on the ML4Lyfe talk show. Thank you very much for joining. Bye, everyone.